How you doing, guys? Moonchild back, and today we're going to be looking at the Tugboat RDA version 1 from Flawless Vapes. Let's take a look. So yeah, guys, today we are going to be looking at the Tugboat version 1 from Flawless Vapes. Not much to really talk about, to be honest with you. This is just a triple post design RDA. Single barrel and a single drip tip. It all comes as one. It's all in stainless steel. It has a protruding 510 pin, which is good. That's pretty much all I can really tell you at the moment. Let's just show you what it can do. So yeah, that's what she can do. It's got a beautiful flavour on it, and it does sort of chuck some clouds, considering these are just like a 2mm air hose. Air hose? No such thing. Air holes on either side. I think what we should do, just quickly take it down to the table. I'll show you how I got it. I'll show you how it comes. And then yeah, we'll come back up top, talk about it and vape on it. So see you in a sec, guys. So here is your Tugboat rebuildable dripping atomizer from Flawless Vape. As you can see there, maybe not. You have the Tugboat logo on the front and on the drip tip, and on the back you have the American flag. This is quite a simple RDA in itself. It's literally just a stainless steel barrel, stainless steel drip tip, a deck, a protruding 510 pin, which is beautiful to see on an atomizer, and just two air slots there. I think I remember rightly, they are 2mm airflow holes. So let's just quickly break this down. It comes in a couple of sections. So obviously you have your drip tip section. Just plug it quickly onto there, take that off. So you have your deck section, your main barrel, and your drip tip. You can't get much simpler than that. The deck itself, I've kept the same cores in there. I didn't want to rebuild them, but I've just taken the cotton out just so you can see how deep that juice well is. It's massive. You can fit a hell of a lot of juice in there. So that's the whole section of the tweezers there. There's a good couple of mil you can fit in there. It's literally just a tri-post design. I think this was 24 gauge camphor used in there. And the post holes aren't massive, but you can, like I said, it easily swallowed up the 24 gauge that I put in there, even in the centre post there. I've got some 22 gauge. I usually use 22. It looked a little bit too short for 22. Like the holes were a little bit too small for 22 gauge. But I haven't tried that yet. I've thrown a couple of different builds on here, but they've all been sort of 24 gauge-ish. So yeah, Phillips head screws to secure down your leads. Negative posts are just on the deck there, just milled onto the deck, and then your centre post is there. The 510 threading on the actual post itself is beautifully smooth. Can't talk, beautifully smooth on all the devices I've tried it on. And the only other thing we've got is the serial number of the atomizer itself, which is 1155. So then we're on to the main barrel. Now this is a nice chunky barrel. Again, you've got the Tugboat logo on the front, the American flag on the back, and then, you know, some just some cut-ins there. If you can see in there, there's a lip up to there onto the atomizer. So obviously that's where it connects onto your deck section. So it is quite reduced in there, so you got to think it's only from there to the top that is actually taking in the vapor. You do get a beautiful flavour from this atomizer, or I've been getting a beautiful flavour. Not massive clouds. It does sort of cloud a little bit if that's what you're into. Onto the top, just quickly, there is your 510 drip tip hole. Now the drip tip that comes with this device is this kind of drip tip. It's quite long, quite an average size hole. The drip tips do coincide with the actual atomizer itself. So again, you have the Tugboat logo and the serial number again, which is 1155. You have a plastic bottom, or Delrin I believe it is, with an O-ring. So obviously that just secures into there like so. Nice and easy. I have been using my dot mod drip tips on there. Obviously I've used the silver one just to keep it in, you know, sync like that. That's fitting really easily. I think it breaks it up quite nicely. You have the black POM bottom and the aluminium top. Again, these are friction fitted drip tips, so you can just pull it out nice and easy. Not much else to tell you down at the bottom, so I think what we should do now, guys, is take it back up to the top, talk about it, vape on it, and I'll give you my final thoughts. See you in a sec, guys. So yeah, guys, that was just a quick look at the Tugboat up close and personal. Let me just give you a quick rundown on some specs. We have, this is a genuine Tugboat RDA, which is a 22mm RDA. It's supplied with the drip tip with a Delrin base for heat insulation. Both of the deck and the drip tip have a matching serial number. This is made from 304 grade stainless steel. It has a tri-post design, a rather deep juice well, which we did speak about. A reduced chamber for that amazing Tugboat flavour. 2.5mm air holes will stand corrected. Laser etched engraving, and this is obviously made in the US of A, straight from Flawless Vapes. So, at the moment, if you hadn't already noticed, I am running this on the Segeli 100 Watt Plus. This is a 0.3 ohm resistance coil. It is running at 70 watts, which is coming in at 5 volts. Pros and cons. Let me just... Pros are definitely the flavour. I've been getting an amazing flavour from this atomizer. It's been chucking some good clouds as well. Obviously we have 2.5mm air holes on either side. That's slightly a con for me. Obviously when this came out, that was pretty much the rage. Everyone just milled into the side. There wasn't so much like airflow control rings. Obviously they did come out with a version 2 as well, which does have airflow control on it. So if you're into airflow control, you're not a big fan of, you know, milled in air holes, that's slightly a con. Pros, definitely it comes supplied with its own drip tip. I've not been using the drip tip, in fairness, as I showed you up in the close-ups. I've been using my dot mod drip tips. I prefer this, the size, it's going to sound weird, I prefer this size in my mouth. As she, that's what she said. What other pros and cons we got? Pros are definitely the size of the juice well. You do get an amazing juice well with this. You can pack it out with cotton, you can pack it out with juice. Obviously I'll be a little bit careful because the way that the airflow sits, it sits pretty much on top of that deck. So if you are an overdripper, this guy is an overdripper. It will piss out juice. Obviously you can combat that by not dripping so much, pretty much. One more con, I suppose, the size of the actual post holes. Again, when this RDA did come out, it wasn't necessary to have, you know, like massive post holes. Not many people, I suppose, were doing, you know, things like that. Obviously, people were doing Clapton coils, but I don't think it was the rage. I mean, it's been out for a while. So, you know, if you're into doing really big fat coils, I wouldn't recommend it. We only have one O-ring holding the actual barrel itself. It is pretty secure. It does hold it well. A little bit of a shake and it does come off, but you know, general use, you know, put it in and out of your pocket. If you pick it up with the barrel, it's not necessarily going to come off. You might, if you pull it a bit too quick, it does come off. But obviously, it's a dripper. You can, if you've got a wide bore drip tip, such as a dot mod drip tip, you can just drip through that. You haven't got to keep pulling off that barrel. But again, that flavour though, really nice. And I'm using just a homemade custard juice. I believe that was an 80/20 juice, and that has been steeping for about 2 months now. So, picking up some really good notes from that juice. Now, I got this RDA from greendogvaping.co.uk. I know I keep looking down there because that's where my iPad is with all my information. These atomizers were originally £55 in the UK. They have now been reduced to £25 each. It does state on the website that there is a little star underneath the actual description and the info that it says may have slight blemishes. I can vouch for that. It's definitely not going to pick up on the camera because it's barely visible, I suppose. I'm just sort of nitpicking. But if you look at the front of my atomizer, just towards the back of the actual Tugboat logo, there's a scratch from the bottom that goes up through the boat and sort of just hits the steam. Yeah, definitely not going to pick up at all. Nah, just too light. But it doesn't affect the atomizer. Again, it only costs, it's pretty much half price at the end of the day, so you can't complain. Again, like I said, this is the V1. It has been out for a while. Oh, shouldn't have done that. That's not going to help the blemish, is it? So I'll get it while it's hot. They are still in stock. This is the brushed finish. It still says on the website they do a glass blasted and a polished. Whether they're in stock or not, I don't know. But one thing they do also have on the website is the brass UK edition. At the moment, this is sitting at £30.99. Everything is exactly the same, but we do have a copper positive post, which is pretty much from I think that's from the version 2. Obviously, the barrel and the drip tip are brass. Again, like I said, I think the drip tip's from the version 2 as well, because it definitely looks different. But on the back, it also had, rather than the American flag, it has the Union Jack. And I'm not going to call it a Union flag because people get bitchy. Or is it the other way around? No, it's not a Union Jack unless you're on a boat. I'm going to look at that. Otherwise, I think it's just a national flag. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can tell you guys. Like I said, I've really been enjoying this atomizer. The flavour and the clouds that I have been getting from it are brilliant. I would definitely recommend buying one at under half price, because they're originally £55. Under half price, I would definitely recommend. Is it under half price? I don't know. I'm just blabbling. Anyway, it's half price. I would definitely pick one up. Like I said, this is from greendogvaping.co.uk. I think I only had to wait like 2 days for it as well. The postage was brilliant on it. So, that's what I've got for you guys. I hope to see you very again soon for another review. Remember, vaping is the way forward, and I'll catch you again soon, guys. See you later. So, according to Wikipedia, the claim that the term Union Jack probably refers only to naval usage has been disputed following historical investigations by the Flag Institute in 2013. So, now we know.